Welcome to the Board of Assessors meeting on April.
Yeah, typo. How about May
Wednesday,
25th?
May 25th at Center Square, 60 Center Square. In attendance is member Bill Johnston and member Marilyn Gandini, Chairman Martin Grudgeon, and Director Diane Bishop. And today we are being taped by LCAT Video and Audio, and we tape our own meetings and no one else is here to watch or listen.
I think I'm on the wrong page.
No, it's just a typo up there. That's what we're just saying. No?
No, because this says review of minutes from March 9th.
Oh, yeah.
So I will get out of this.
You are
and
on the
try to
wrong
find
page.
My other one.
We're not taking the time out, Marilyn.
Okay.
But we will go with a review of the minutes of the meeting from April 13th, 2022 by Bill Johnston.
Mr. Chairman, I have
Okay,
reviewed
now.
the minutes, the open and executive session minutes of the meetings of April 13th, and I find them to be in order, and I move that they be accepted.
We get a second on that?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is it.
That's it?
Yep. That
Aye.
one. The other one, I don't know where that
I
came from.
have it right here. So.
We got the warrants, 2022 motor vehicle exercise commitment, number 2 for $236,513.66. Hang on one second. Terrible pen. Like a maple shade, 1969. There we go. 2021 motor vehicle excise commitment, $721.93. Motor vehicle excise commitment number 23, $66.68. And then motor vehicle excise commitment number 3 for $143,252.60. There we go. And fiscal year 2022 supplemental real estate, $13,759.21. What are these for, Diane?
Supplemental, anyone who has received an occupancy for a home that was partially complete. This is the remaining tax on a per diem basis.
Okay, based on the last amount of fiscal 22 supplemental number 2 CPA, $130.34. Keep going with more. Look at this pile. Oh my. Motor vehicle excise abatement report for April, years 21 and 22. $6,018.60. We have a revised fiscal year 2022 real estate exemption report from March, $11,617.69. And
You have to sign that
CPA
one?
exempted back at
Oh, I'm
$112.90.
sorry.
Is this one for that one, or did I? Let's see.
The exemption report with the 11,000 also had the 112. So that's all one.
It is this one. I was just checking this one.
Oh, and what ended up happening is we had an issue with Munis, so this is revised. It is making up the difference from the original one that you signed off. It did not give people the correct dollar amount, and when they caught it, we have re-updated it and we sent out revised
Okay.
certificates.
Yeah, this is a total of the two values I just mentioned. Fiscal 2022 real estate exemption report for April for $9,000 and $90 for CPA. fiscal 2021 real estate supplemental abatement for April for $144.52, and CPA was abated $1.45. A lot of abatements, huh?
Mm.
Fiscal 22 personal property abatement report, $7,087.30. Keep giving away money back, huh? And
And I
personal,
wanna think this one should say FY 21 personal.
was that with 21 or what?
This one coming up with the one
Okay.
that's the ATV.
Alrighty. So, fiscal 21 personal property abatement from ATB, $9,565.45. And a notice of commitment of all the aforementioned.
You'll notice that one is for the month of March. The first 3 warrants you signed, you did not sign off on last time.
Okay,
So that is catch up, and then the second one is for the commitment 3 motor vehicle and the supplemental taxes that were
Okay.
sent.
this one's for the first 3 motor vehicle excise commitment. 2723, and this is for number 3 and supplemental 2. Great. And we have an LA3 sales report for the month of April, which I love looking at now. Did you guys have to look, the sales are going way down, probably you've read about it and seen it. Is this for what month, this April?
This is for the month of April.
Yeah, and it's less, usually we have 2 pages or a page and a half, so sales are down overall. Percentages are, the usual record low. We had a 0.5 and 0.57 on the same one. What was that all about, Diane?
There was a fire damage, which
Yeah.
we did an abatement on, and the person sold the home, and then the home was resold the same day to another person, so it is under, that home needs to be reviewed
Yeah.
because of the fire damage, and it's most likely being fixed
Okay.
to resell.
We got the
Wow.
most percentages in the 70s we've ever had. And 0.67, any questions on that one? That's the lowest one in a long time for an arm's length one. 4th from the bottom. You know anything about that
I
one?
do not know.
That wasn't the one that was resold the other day, no?
No, the 3rd from the bottom. You see?
Yeah,
No, the other.
I think it's 4th from the bottom.
4th from the bottom.
4th from the bottom, sorry, yeah. That, I don't know, it could be the newer home, I don't know which home that is. I think it's actually the antique colonial on that street.
Sale prices are well above assessment at this
Assessment,
point.
That's what, yeah, of all time. 6.7s could be a record for arm's length. Many in the 0.7s. That's how the assessments go up. John Q. Public. Just letting you know ahead of time. We all set with LA3 sales report. Bill, any questions?
No?
Alrighty. We got the building permits for April of 22.
One new dwelling, 5 year to date through April 30th.
Just one, huh?
This one is at the corner of James and Westwood Avenue.
Really?
Yes.
It's a lot there?
It was always part of the house at the corner of Westwood and Vineland, but it was split in half and just sold off.
Oh, well.
And right across the street, there's another house going up, which is at the
Oh, yeah.
corner of Smith and Westwood.
Smith?
Yeah,
No, it's on the same side.
well, but they actually call that
Oh,
an
they go across that
extension.
little area? Okay.
Yeah, there's a house way.
Yeah, I did see that one. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just one, okay. Um,
A lot of above ground pools, surprise.
Yeah.
Awful lot of them, yeah.
people staying home more. Staycation.
What's
Need a
this?
permit for a tent, huh?
Well, probably the tents are the schools. They're constructing tents for
Oh, yeah.
shade for outdoor.
Yeah, they have one at Meadowbrook. They haven't put it back yet. Okay.
What is a semi in-ground pool?
It's built into the ground, but the top half, so it could be on a hill. So
Oh,
one
okay.
side would be totally.
Never heard of that. Never
It's the old, they
I
used to
don't
call
think I've
them,
ever seen one either.
they used to call them Catalinas.
It's what?
Used to call them Catalinas. That was a big thing in the 60s and 70s.
Wow.
Half in, half below.
No.
Who has that one there? Oh, I see. Sometimes they do it when the ground's wet and they want a larger pool. They start to dig and they go, well, we can't go further down. And sometimes they want to call it above ground or semi above ground to not get a permit. Just something that I know. And because you don't need a permit for above ground, do you? I see them here, but
We do
depends on
get
the
them-
size.
We do get them regularly, so I'm gonna make an assumption that we do, or we wouldn't have this many.
Like for example, one on there is 27 feet by 54 feet.
It's actually a 27-foot diameter and it's 54 inches high.
Oh, okay. Right, there's a lot of those, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not allowed in some neighborhoods. Like your neighborhood, Marilyn. In my neighborhood. You know that on your deed?
A lot of building permits.
About above grounds? All right, any questions? Bill, building permits? Director's report from Diane.
And this is for today's meeting, May 25th.
Wow. Hey, you had some time off, I get it.
So our FY23 form of lists, they have all been entered. Just got a handful of odds and ends that are coming in. I was very sad that the response to this required annual filing is as low as what it is. Out of 329 reminders that we mailed, 139 were received, which is 42%. That's extremely low. So, and a lot of the people who did give us information is so questionable. It's like same as last year, but that was the same as the year before, which was the, or 2 computers and some desks, the information is not very useful. So the last step for the FY23 personal property accounts will be to visit any new businesses to inspect for their personal property assets. It most likely will be happening over the summer prior to us getting ready for the certification. As required, the DOR still is requiring the 50-50 blended for the utility value. That should be completed within the next few weeks, and the central values for telephone and pipeline should be provided by the Commissioner of Revenue generally around the middle of June. Building permits, we are gearing to start up our building permit inspections. We have approximately 650 building permits that we have to get out and about. Prior to starting our recertification of values, we do have to visit all houses with open permits and then complete all the data entry. And as you know, June 30th is the last day to pick up any growth for the town. And now when we say June 30th, we might not get to someone's house until July 5th, knowing the amount, but it's going to be right in that area. We'll make sure that any of our new homes we have visited on or about 29th or 30th to make sure that we know the percentage of completion at that point. I, myself, and our assistant assessor, Martha, will be out and about reviewing many permits that do not require us to be going out listing and measuring. A lot of them will be verifying windows, solar, the vinyl siding, updating the pictures. I hate to send our consultant and have them, charge us for something that we can very easily do ourselves. Recertification year 23, we are in full force. Our DOR advisor has already been out reviewing approximately 250 homes for data quality study. Once the building permit inspections are complete and entered, our consultant will start doing the review of cost, depreciation, and land tables, along with the review of the current residential market sales, commercial sales, rental market, which will help establish the FY23 values. FY23 income and expense forms, again, that is going to assist us in valuing commercial and industrial property. They were due by May 15th. If a commercial property owner hasn't submitted it as of yet, I still encourage them to get it in as quickly as possible. And if they do not file, there is a penalty, so it's really behooves them to, get their form in and avoid that penalty. And as part of our cyclical inspection program, as we're into our recertification year, we right now are concentrating on residential condos. And it is, again, still hard to get into people's homes because COVID is still out there. So we went with a data mailer that was sent to all condo owners at both the Elms and the Fields. We've asked them to update any information that we've had on file that could be incorrect. And we will then go out and verify exterior, take any photos that are needed. At the Elms, it looks like almost every house, every section is about the same, so I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of difference in pictures. And so far, the response to these data mailers have been great.
Oh, good.
And that's about all I have. I do know that the supplemental tax bills went out today. There was about 9 of them that you just signed off the warrant. And I also believe that Commitment 3 motor vehicle excise went out today, which means that both supplemental and motor vehicle Commitment 3 will be due around June, I think it's 25th.
All right. Thank you, Diane.
You're very welcome.
Moving on. Fiscal 23, chapter land recommended values.
So each year I ask the board to review the chapter land values. I believe they are on your computer. I do have a copy.
I didn't see them, but that's okay.
Okay.
I'll take a peek.
Well, I do have a copy, and I'm just going to pull off last year's in case if somebody says, well, what was last year's? And in the past, or historically, the board has taken a vote to determine if we're going to use the below average, average, or above average soil rating. And historically, we have planned on, voted on average, but it is the board's decision to make. So once the board has reviewed, if you could make a motion to approve one of those soil ratings, I can get it updated into our.
The soil is very average.
This was fiscal 22, just so you can see. You're gonna notice it's moved very small amount.
Oh, not signing anything here?
Nope, I just need a vote on it.
So make a motion to accept the average rating for the soil for fiscal year 2022 for chapter land.
23.
Oh, year 22, I'm sorry. fiscal 23 year 22. Get a second on that?
Second.
Any discussion? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's the cover of that one. Back at you.
This was the 22's values, that was the 20.
Oh, it was. It's
I was-
different.
I was
Ah,
just
handed
explaining,
me stuff,
showing you
okay.
the difference between what is current and what was.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry about that.
Up next, omitted and revised assessment report.
So each year, we have to validate to the, on Gateway, to the Commissioner of Revenue, that we had no omitted revised, assessment reports or assessments, and we did not have any rollback. So
0.00.
yes, so it's a kind of just a functionality. If I do not get this form in, we cannot go into the next fiscal year.
And we have
Yes.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say she's signing.
Fiscal 22 reimbursement reports.
So these have been submitted into the Gateway system. We have an MDM1, which is a total of all exemptions that the assessors have granted for fiscal 22. And you will see the dollar amount that we abated on exemptions and what the state reimbursement will be. And I do have the second page for signatures because they don't really give you areas
Okay.
to sign.
Let's set it together.
Okay. And then we have the Veterans Exemption Report. I feel like I'm missing a report.
Well, I thought I saw it.
Oh, you know what?
It was
There was
on
one
there.
on the back side and yes,
I saw
I'm sorry, I confused that. So the back
you
side
need
is,
signatures here then too.
right. And
How
this,
about yourself here?
I don't, Martha already entered it in on behalf. And
I'm sure that's the one. I saw that on there too.
right, the short one that you signed off was the paraplegic one.
Okay.
And that just went through. And then the last one is any veteran who is 100% disabled, they have to have their own reimbursement form.
Okay. And that includes spouse too?
If it's a veteran spouse who has applied, yes.
And that is it?
That is it for,
Director D?
that's it for open session. Our next meeting, I believe that we will be meeting on the 22nd of June on a Wednesday
Yeah.
at 4:30.
4:30, okay. I make a motion to go into executive session to discuss motor vehicle excise and boat abatements, exemptions, real estate statutory exemptions, and some real estate abatements, and an ATV update. And we'll only be returning open session, record our votes. Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes.